اليوم اختلف بكرة.
When you have any sort of binding in your lens, always work on the important parts before doing the binding. In this case, the head binding. This will make testing easier for you in the preview panel or even on the device itself. Then at the end, you can put it all together. Now for the collision detection, we need something to detect when the hook of the fishing rod collides with the fish object right here, so we can act upon it. For this we use the excellent behavior script, so we'll apply it on one fish, then duplicate the others. For now I'll just hide them and apply it to this fish object. Specifically on the box itself, first we have to add physics properties or component to the shape so it can be detected as a physics body. We just add the physics body from the inspector panel and let the shape fit the visual. You can see it right here. Now for the main hook, which is this one, we'll add the behavior scripts on this object. You can find it within objects, or you can drag and drop it here. So now we need, when this hook touches the fish, for something to happen. After applying the physics body, make sure you remove the dynamic property, otherwise you'll see it's falling immediately when you refresh the lens. We just need it to be a physics body. Now for the hook itself, first we have to add the physics properties that this one is a physics collider object. So both objects, when they collide, we can detect that using the behavior script. And for the behavior script, you can add it from the objects panel, helper scripts, and once you add it to your project once, you can always use it. You can remove it from here, but then on the hook component itself, you can drag and drop it. So now we can detect the collision. And to do that, simply go to the behavior. The trigger is a physics collider event, and the collider, as we mentioned, it's the hook itself. Even you don't have to specify it here because it's within the component. And we can do the overlap on enter with other objects. So now when it collides with this one, we can add the object here. We just drag and drop it here. And now what the response? So for the response, for now, to see if it's working or not, we can do print the message that it worked. So we can find it in the log here. Let's just move the fishing rod up. So now, as I said, when the hook touches the fish object, a message should appear here. So I'll make the font size large so you can see it. Here's the hook component. When it overlaps another physics body, we should get a message that is collided. So let's move it manually now for binding it. Here we go. See? The moment it touches the fish object, we can get a response. So now we can do whatever we want. For time being, I'll just make the fish jumps or go off the way as a response type, so we can move on with other parts of the tutorial. When the hook collides with the fish, I'll do some animation to represent the fish being caught. For this, I'll use also the embedded twin script within Lens Studio. So I'll go through this quickly, but you can find your way through it. I'll just add the component to the box which represents the fish. I'll add the twin transform. I'll make it move up like it jumped out of the water. Let's try this like that. Also, I'll make it a scale down like it disappeared. If you can see the animation, now I can add it to the behavior script I created earlier. But first I have to stop playing the twin automatically and give them some name, like this one move up, and for this one scale down. So we'll go again to the hook itself, and instead of printing a message, I will keep that. I'll just duplicate the behavior script, and instead of printing a message, we'll do the response as a run twin from that object. The first one is move up, if you can remember the name, and the second one is scale down. So let's give that a try now. Always save your project. There is the fishing rod. Watch the screen, preview screen itself. Here we go. See? When it touches, it just go up like it disappeared. We can make it faster so it represents the actual game. Here we go. So I will just duplicate the fish object like that. So let's try that now. Here's our fishing hook. So these boxes represents the fish in the pond. So let's try that now. Here is the fishing rod, and here are the boxes which each represent the fish in the pond. So let's just try to move it now manually. Here we go. Each time the hook touches a fish, it will just jump out of the pond. Now let's create the physics to give it more realistic look for the string part of the fishing rod. For the physics, we can create our own physics component to just move this realistically. But fortunately, in assets library, there's something to achieve the same. Just go to the asset library and search for physics. We can take the chain physics component. Here we go. Let's put it here. You can see the chain physics here used in another template, but we can take these parts and hook it up here so we make this string more realistic. Let's just take one part and drag it under the fishing rod. Here we go here, and let's center the position. As you can see, now it's hooked to the corner of our string. Now we just need to replace the object as it is, the string here. Now we can hide just to see if everything is working fine. Then we can delete them. Now let's move the fishing rod itself. See, it's now appearing more realistically, and now we just need to replace it with the actual 3D assets we have prepared before. Since we have spent quite a time here in the prototyping the lens, let's go to the original design and see what's remaining. So here is the actual fishing game. So we have prototyped this fishing rod, we have it ready. And for the fish pond, we just had the base prototype and few fish objects. So now everything is ready, we just need to bind the fishing rod as I told you at the end. So here we go, here's the pond. Let's just rotate it using the twin script. Just drag and drop it under the main pond object. And we can do a loop animation with rotate. There we go, and it should be looping. So let's increase the fish objects. Let's bind the fishing rod to the user head. Now one simple step, just add the head binding. Here we go, and let's move the fishing rod under head binding. Just align it manually. Here we go. So let's give it an actual try now. Okay. There you go. So as I said, now we have everything is ready. We just need to replace the actual 3D models with this prototype and we'll be ready to go.